The fluorescent lights of JFK Airport cast harsh shadows as Zara Vex clutched her boarding pass with trembling hands. Flying terrified her, not because of her alien biology, but because her Stellaran people had never developed aerial technology. The concept of humans hurling themselves through the sky in metal tubes seemed insane. Beneath the skin modifier on her wrist, her natural violet skin remained hidden. She'd been on Earth for 6 months, researching human transportation systems for the Stellaran Institute. But no amount of academic preparation could calm the primal fear that gripped her as she approached Gate 23. Final boarding for Flight 447 to Seattle, the gate agent announced. Zara forced her legs to move. She'd come to Earth to study courage and innovation. She couldn't let fear win now. As she handed over her ticket, the agent smiled. "Miss Vex, you've been upgraded to first class. Congratulations." Zara blinked in confusion. "There must be a mistake." "No mistake. Random selection from our system. Enjoy your flight." First class was a revelation, wide leather seats, champagne being offered, enough space to actually breathe. Zara sank into her window seat, marveling at the luxury while her heart hammered with anxiety. A man settled into the seat across the aisle. Zara noticed him peripherally, tall, dark-haired, wearing an expensive suit, but was too focused on her breathing exercises to pay proper attention. The plane pushed back from the gate, and Zara's fingers dug into the armrests, her knuckles white against the leather. "First time in first class?" a warm, amused voice asked. Zara glanced over and her breath caught. The man was devastatingly handsome, sharp jawline, eyes the color of storm clouds, an intensity in his gaze that seemed to see right through her disguise. "That obvious?" she managed. The death grip on the armrests gave it away. His smile was genuine, reaching those penetrating eyes. "I'm Kieran. Kieran Stone." Zara Vex. She tried to return his smile despite her terror. "And I should confess, it's not just first class. I'm terrified of flying in general." "Then you're incredibly brave for being here." Before Zara could respond, the engines roared. The plane accelerated down the runway and Zara squeezed her eyes shut, counting backward in her native language, anything to distract from the sensation of defying gravity. "You're doing great," Kieran's voice cut through her panic. "We're airborne. The hard part is over." Zara opened her eyes to find him watching her with concern and something else, interest, perhaps, or fascination. "Tell me about yourself, Zara," Kieran said. "Distraction helps with fear." Over the next hour, they talked. Zara carefully edited her truth. She was a researcher, studying transportation systems, originally from overseas, fascinated by human innovation. Kieran spoke about his tech company, about building something from nothing, about the loneliness of success. "You have an unusual way of seeing things," Kieran observed, leaning closer. "Like you're experiencing everything for the first time." "Maybe I am," Zara said honestly. "Sometimes fresh eyes see things others miss." The connection between them was electric, undeniable. Zara forgot her fear, forgot her mission, forgot everything except the magnetic pull of this human man who looked at her like she was the most fascinating person he'd ever met. Then the turbulence hit started as gentle bumps but quickly escalated into violent shaking. The plane bucked and dropped, and Zara's champagne glass flew off the tray table. Panicked, she unbuckled her seatbelt. A mistake, the plane jerked hard to the left, and Zara was airborne. She had a split second to register she was flying across the aisle before she crashed directly into Kieran's lap, not beside him, not against him, but fully sprawled across him like some terrible disaster. "I'm so sorry," Zara gasped, trying to scramble away, but Kieran's arms wrapped around her waist, holding her steady as the plane shook violently. "Don't move," he commanded, his voice firm but gentle. "Let me help you." Zara froze, suddenly aware of every point where their bodies touched. Kieran's arms were strong and protective around her. His breath was warm against her ear. She could feel his heartbeat, steady and calm despite the chaos. "Are you hurt?" Kieran asked softly, his face inches from hers. Only my dignity, Zara whispered, meeting his storm-gray eyes. Something passed between them in that moment, recognition, connection, an invisible thread binding them together. Kieran's grip tightened slightly, protective rather than confining. A flight attendant rushed over. "Miss, you need to return to your seat immediately." "She's staying here," Kieran said with quiet authority. "It's safer until the turbulence passes." The attendant hesitated, then nodded. Kieran carefully shifted Zara into the window seat beside him rather than on him, buckling her seatbelt with gentle efficiency. His fingers brushed her waist, sending electricity through her modifier. "Thank you for catching me," Zara said, her cheeks burning. "That was the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to me." "I disagree." Kieran's smile was devastatingly warm. "It's the most memorable flight I've ever had. I literally fell into your lap. Maybe it was fate. Maybe you were supposed to fall into my life exactly this way." The turbulence gradually subsided, but neither suggested Zara move back to her original seat. They stayed side by side, talking until the plane landed, discovering layer after layer of unexpected compatibility. At baggage claim, Kieran turned to her with surprising vulnerability. "Zara, I know this is forward, but can I have your number? I'd really like to see you again." Zara's heart soared. "Yes. I'd like that too." As she wrote her number on a napkin, Kieran's phone rang. He glanced at the screen and frowned. "I'm sorry, I have to take this. But Zara, I'll call you. I promise." He squeezed her hand once, his touch sending warmth through her entire body, then disappeared into the crowd. Zara stood there, her hand still tingling from his touch, wondering if she'd imagined the entire electric encounter. Then she looked down and saw he'd slipped something into her palm, a business card. Kieran Stone, CEO, Stone Technologies. Her stomach dropped. She pulled out her phone and searched his name. The results exploded: billionaire tech mogul, youngest self-made CEO in tech history, worth over $3 billion. Zara clutched the card, torn between exhilaration and terror. She'd just fallen, literally, for one of Earth's most powerful men. And she hadn't told him the most important truth about herself. That she wasn't human at all. Kieran called that evening while Zara was still unpacking. "I can't stop thinking about you," he said without preamble. "Have dinner with me tomorrow." Over the next 3 weeks, Kieran pursued Zara with focused intensity. Dinner became 2 dinners, then 5, then daily meetings. He took her to rooftop restaurants where the city sprawled below them, to hidden cafes where nobody recognized him, to art galleries where they debated meaning and beauty. Zara felt herself falling impossibly, dangerously in love. Kieran was brilliant and driven but also surprisingly vulnerable. He spoke about the loneliness of his position, about never knowing if people wanted him or his money. With Zara, he said, he could finally just be Kieran. "What do you see when you look at me?" he asked one night as they walked through Central Park after midnight. "Someone who's searching for something real," Zara said honestly. "Someone who's built walls so high he forgot what it feels like to let someone in." Kieran stopped walking, pulling her close. "You see too much. Is that a problem?" "No." His thumb traced her cheekbone. "It's terrifying and wonderful. You're terrifying and wonderful." When he kissed her, Zara felt her modifier flicker with the surge of emotion. She pulled back quickly, but not before Kieran's eyes narrowed slightly. "Did your skin just shimmer?" "Trick of the light," Zara said too quickly. 6 weeks after the plane, Kieran invited her to his penthouse. The apartment was stunning but impersonal, beautiful and empty, like a showroom. "This doesn't feel like you," Zara observed. "That's because I've never really lived here. I've just existed." Kieran moved closer, his hands gentle on her waist. "But when you're here, it feels different. Like a home instead of a museum." "Kieran." I love you, Zara. The words came out fierce and certain. I know it's fast, but I've never been more sure of anything. I love you. Zara's eyes filled with tears. I love you too. But there's something I need to tell you first. Something important about who I really am. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. Zara took a deep breath and deactivated her skin modifier. The change rippled across her body, her skin shifting from human beige to luminous violet. Her features remained the same, but now her true nature was undeniable. Kieran stumbled backward, his face cycling through shock, disbelief, and wonder. What? How? I'm Stellaran. From a planet called Stellara. Zara's voice trembled. I came here to study human technology and innovation. I never meant to fall in love. My people don't even understand love, we eliminated emotion centuries ago. But you. She touched her violet chest. You awakened something in me that shouldn't exist. Kieran circled her slowly, his analytical mind processing. Finally, he reached out and touched her violet cheek with trembling fingers. You're alien. Yes. And our daughter is half alien. I don't care. The words came out fierce. Zara, I've spent 18 months in hell, missing you, hating myself for letting you go. I don't care what you are. I love you. I love her. I want my family back. Damien returned to New York determined. He confronted Victoria in her penthouse, bringing photos of Luna and Zara. This is my daughter. This is the woman I love. You will accept them or you will never see me again. Victoria's face twisted. That woman is an alien, Damien. She's not even human. I've had her investigated. I know what she is. And I love her more for trusting me with the truth. Damien's voice was steel. You have a choice, mother. Accept my family or lose your son. Forever. I'll expose her. The government will take that child. Try it. And I'll go public first. I'll tell the world I'm in love with an alien. I'll make Zara and Luna celebrities before you can hurt them. Your society friends will be powerless against me. Victoria realized she'd lost. You'd throw away everything for her? Everything you value, yes. Because what I value is love. Real, messy, complicated love. Something you've never understood. Damien returned to Portland. He got down on one knee in front of Zara's flower cart, in front of curious onlookers, and proposed again. Marry me. I don't care about my mother's approval or society's opinion or anything else. I want you. I want Luna. I want our family. Your mother can accept us or stay out of our lives. But Zara, I'm choosing you. Every time, for the rest of my life, I'm choosing you. Zara said yes. They married a month later in a small ceremony. Zara's violet skin glowed softly as she said her vows, no longer hiding who she truly was. Luna giggled in her grandmother's arms, not Victoria, who'd been excluded, but Damien's aunt who'd accepted them with open arms. Damien went public about Zara's origins, framing it as humanity's first contact with peaceful alien life. The world was shocked, fascinated, ultimately accepting. Zara became an ambassador between Valoria and Earth. Her people recalled her for emotional contamination, but Zara chose permanent exile to stay with her family. No regrets? Damien asked one night, holding both his girls. None, Zara whispered, watching Luna sleep between them, her skin flickering between violet and human in dreams. You're worth every world I left behind. And in that moment, wrapped in love that had survived interference, separation, and the vast distance between planets, they proved that some bonds transcend all boundaries, even those between worlds. The end.